I feel like you're going to be reaching some people, reaching a larger group of people, but the message is not going to the message is not going to change. You may be going from one house to the next, knocking door to door, like as a salesperson. You having a larger reach, it doesn't change your pitch. It just changes the likelihood of people accepting your offer, signing up for whatever you got. Like somebody who is purchasing ad space, you could have one ad that lasts for 20 seconds and you're only reaching a small crowd, but then you get a larger ad that, what am I saying? Basically, like if only one person out of 10 is interested, that one person out of 10 is not going to change. But 10 people out of 100, like that's the same probability. It's just a larger crowd. This tower moment, I feel like it has to do with I feel like it has to do with this audience that you're reaching. Like you're causing destruction in some way in their lives. You are their tower moment. And it's just like setting off a firecracker. Like instead of setting off one firecracker, you're setting off thousands and thousands. And I feel like you're just reaching a larger audience overall. But death, the tower, this is creepy. Now I'm going to stick with the spiritual realm because it just looks like you're causing havoc in someone's life, or like something tremendous is happening. Something definitely is coming in and changing. And I feel like it may have to do with your reach. Yeah, okay. So your reach has to do, it directly translates into your bottom line. So that's what we're getting. The tower moment has to do with basically your empty pockets. You coming out of this being rich. Yeah, it's like it's like a get rich quick scheme, and you actually get rich quick. And teaching him to obey everything I have commanded you, and surely I am with you always to the very end of the age. I feel like it's very risky what's happening. It's risky that you don't get caught up in the crossfire of your own uh, attacks. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and petition. With thanksgiving, present your requests to God. This could have something to do with gambling, or not necessarily like gambling in a casino or anything, or maybe it does for some people, but really taking a big risk, a big financial risk that's going to pay off in the long run and tremendously. And I feel like whatever you were going through in the past is definitely being left in the past, and you moving forward into this tower moment is the only thing that you can refer back to you as you sit on your throne. Like you never have to go back into that dark place where you didn't know what was happening and didn't know what was going to happen. But these are some heavy cards, and I feel like whatever this darkness is, you definitely coming out on top. You see the background in King of Pentacles is very bright. Five of Swords. I believe that's the guy who leaves. And then let's take these both. Six of Wands and Seven of Cups. This is confusion. This is what caused that anxiety. Sing your prayers straight to God. And what I hear about not getting caught in the crossfire is that if you're doing something like maybe you're offering something to somebody that you know in the long run they can only get their help from God, but doing this job is something that brings you peace and joy, and you're like, that's it, I'm gonna do it. It's up to them to call on Christ. I put it that is available. Christ is available. He offers himself to the lowly of the lowliest, and whoever considers himself to be the most elite. He is Christ to all. But at the end of the day, I love spreading the gospel and spreading the word, whether or not they accept him or not. This is my calling. And I feel like whatever job this is that you've taken is something that you're doing no matter what. Even if you don't get a lot of people signing up, or if you don't see the financial gain that you are um, inevitably going to receive, you still have passion for this. And then Six of Wands, let's look that up. But I feel like it's you just remembering that you do this because you love to do it and not because, you know, there's some magic cure. Like if it's about like someone who is a fitness instructor, you work out because you love working out, and that is what keeps you motivated, not because of this magic weight loss pill. Seven of Cups. Opportunistic, lack of clarity, distractions. Now I'm looking up Six of Wands. Recognition, celebration, success. Okay, so this is a guy who's sitting on the back and he's being appreciated, and that's what this Tower moment is being clarified here. So it is you being recognized on a wider scale, larger scale. You reaching a larger audience. You may be buying a car, or even winning a car, or purchasing a drone, or I'm just really seeing like this car commercial, like a drone over a car. You may be looking up some car, or going on a transportation, going on a trip, looking up cars. You may be directing a commercial or selling cars. I could be talking to a car salesman. Let me see. Some people blocking you. Maybe you sold some lemons in the past. Nature. You going out in nature. You making a trade. Maybe trading positions. Let's get a good word. But the mercy of the Lord is from everlasting to everlasting upon them that fear him, and his righteousness unto children's children's. Unto children's children. Okay. So whatever's going on, maybe I'm talking to someone who designs and manufactures cars, but whatever this blessing is that you're coming upon is going to be a blessing for your entire generation, your line. Your name is about to be a wealthy name. I saw Rocco somewhere, like Rockaware. You're about to have one of those household names that people refer to. I'm also hearing that this has something to do with your thoughts, like your thought process or your train of thought, the way you think, your pattern of thinking. You could have a patent. Like maybe you're getting something patented, a design or something, some sort of a feature that goes into a car, maybe electric cars, or some way of using resources. Something's going on here. This is a generation. Matthew chapter 1 is going through the generations, the book of generations of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham, and Abraham begat Isaac, and it just goes on and on and on. So that's how he blessed. I may be talking to an engineering student who's at the very beginning stages. Why hast thou then broken down her hedges, so that all they which pass by the way do pluck her? All right. I feel like this is about your wisdom. This her that we're referring to in this moment, I feel like is about your ideas. And it's like, why are you giving away your ideas? Why are you talking to people about this plan that's about to put your family on a totally new level? Basically, keep it to yourself, be quiet until it comes to fruition. Is that the real word? Yeah. The only people you need to talk to are the people who are spending money on you. Inspection. Somebody doing an inspection. I could be talking to somebody who owns a garage shop, or you may be doing the paperwork to sign to get into And then I see what is it? Not intermission, transmission. Yeah. So I may be talking to a mechanic, and you're about to buy a shop. This shop is going to turn into a chain, and it's going to be a household name. That's beautiful. Because I'm just seeing a whole line, like your kids are growing up and they got their kids running around in the shop, and they're like owners of this shop. So this is something that you are planning. Whoever I'm talking to, yeah, you're definitely starting a new journey. Um, this could be like your villain arc, because I'm seeing this justice card. Like somebody might have pissed you off in the past, and now you're just like, I'm gonna do this on my own. Like you might even be a doctor who loves and has a passion for cars, or not just a doctor, but as an engineer, I feel like you already have like this high position, being so intelligent. Whoever I'm talking to, um, people already know you're smart, or they think you're smart. They appreciate your intelligence, and they feel like being a mechanic is not worthy of your attention. But you're already looking into the future, and you see you're ignoring everything that they're trying to warn you about, and you see the light. You can already see this. That's what I'm picking up on. This future that you see for yourself. This is the family. These pinnacles represent wealth. This is the highest card of wealth. Besides the highest card of wealth, King of Pentacles. You got Ten of Pentacles and King of Pentacles. I just see you moving towards this success. And yeah, you're just being very wealthy. And it's so extreme. I feel like I'm even seeing like Dubai or Bali. All right. So some people may be being jealous of you. You feeling like you need to escape, and being somewhat unlucky in love in general. Really hoping for the Wheel of Fortune card, but it does look like there's going to be some drama at some point. Um, I'm not going to say that, but it kind of looks like the people who supported you in the beginning, maybe even your first wife, you may be still dating her right now, or him. It's not going to be there at the end. Like I feel like there's going to be some sort of a separation, and it's because of the money, because this is your passion, and the person who you're with doesn't necessarily support your passion, but they do support you being rich. So, I mean, that's just honesty that I'm getting. That's for some people. And whoever that's for, you understand what this situation is. I feel like you already have signs that this person is not super supportive. Two of Cups. And this is Three of Cups. So I'm seeing like something's crashing and burning. And then there's Two of Cups is in reverse. So normally about two people being able to transfer energy. I feel like this person isn't willing to transfer the energy with you. Once she reaches or he reaches this level of superiority where they feel like they can get whatever they want, they have enough money to do whatever crosses their mind, they no longer want to stoop to that low, the low and the high of creating. And they no longer want to be your partner in that area. They just want to they want to be stuck up. Yeah. So even as you run into issues at your workplace and you feel like people don't appreciate you, whatever happens, that's just part of work. You might feel low sometimes and they're like, well, that's not my business, or something like that. That's what I'm picking up. And they're not being that partner that with you before the one who was willing to wait for you while you go to college, But then you start to realize, hey, this person really isn't doing anything with themselves. Just because they're supporting me, it's like kind of like you're like a cash cow and they just know how to behave and wait for you to put a ring on their finger. And then, as we know, that in all things, God works for the good of those who love him and have been called according to his purpose. Yeah, so I feel like with this person, it's not about love, it's just about money. And we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to according to his purpose. I feel like I'm talking to the chosen people right now. So this work that you're doing is following Christ. And whatever else comes is just what happens. Like money may be a consequence or a side effect, but it's not your focus. Maybe you really do love doing what you do. And you will follow that passion into poverty, into wealth, into sickness, into health. It's kind of like you are married to this, to Christ. You're married to your purpose, his purpose, following his will. Your purpose is his purpose. You belong to him. And so if there's somebody beside you that's not really saved, that they don't really believe, and they just see that you're an amazing person, you're special, and you're basically a cash cow to them, you're gonna start seeing it. Or you already see it, and this is confirmation. Blessed is the man who perseveres under trial, because when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life that God has promised to him, to those who love him. So that's coming up again. To those who love him. Blessed is the man who perseveres under trial, because when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life that God has promised to those who love him. And we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. I feel like you're about to receive an enormous blessing. So big. Is nothing you could have ever expected or anticipated. And this is because your eyes are locked in on Christ. You're focused on fulfilling your purpose. And people couldn't even follow you to this position because it has taken you to such a dark place. You've lost most of your haters because they simply can't keep track of you. And this place where you're going is like you're starting to see the light, and it's just getting brighter and brighter and brighter. Look at these two scriptures. This is Romans 8:28 all the way over to James 1:12. James is almost at the end of the New Testament. So these messages are coming from far and wide and honing in into your focus. These are your ideas. They're coming from all over the world. I feel like you have access to so much information. Your For You page may be all over the planet, globally, doing research. You may have to use closed caption for most of the videos you watch because it's from another country. I feel like you're interacting with engineers, or just using the word engineer for what it really means. People who are working, putting things together, learning how things work, doing the work of God, doing the work of Christ. It's deep.